chapters quadratic equations. In next chapters we will study the quadratic equations. In quadratic equations, how will you recognize the quadratic equations? We know that those equations which have 2 degrees are called quadratic equations. Means that we had studied already that which is linear, quadratic, cubic, and biquadratics. On the basis of their degrees, we have defined here that which would be a quadratic equations of 1 degree. So 1 degree is linear, 2 degrees is quadratic, 3 degrees cubic, and 4 degrees is biquadratics. These are the equations. And now in these chapters we will study which is quadratic equations. In this chapter we will study the quadratic equations and the ways of finding the roots or zeros are the roots and zeros are in the form of their solutions of the quadratic equations. The roots, zeros are solutions. Means that same all three are same. So we have to find out the roots, zeros, and solutions of the quadratic equations in these chapters, and we will also discuss some more applications of the quadratic equations based on the daily lives information. So daily lives information is available here, or daily life situations is available here. So with the help of that, so we will study to find out the these situations and answer. So and the topics here start with quadratic equations. First let's define the quadratic equations, then we will try it to solve the quadratic equations. Okay, so what is quadratic equations? Quadratic equations. Okay, this is quadratic. What is quadratic equations? Quadratic equations are equations, as we know that are equations which is in form of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0, is called quadratic equations, where x is variable, okay, a, b, and c is real number, real numbers. So this is said to be the quadratic equations, variables and real numbers. We had already discussed here. So suppose that we will give you some and ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is also called the standard form of quadratic equations. Quadratic equations, a standard form of quadratic equations, and we can say standard form of quadratic equations here. So one by one, so for examples, we'll take the examples. Okay, so let's have as examples. There are a lot of examples. 2x square plus x minus 100. Okay, this is also quadratic equations. Got it? So either minus or plus may be a quadratic equations. Okay, always be a 0. X square plus 100 plus x is equal to 100 plus x 10x is equal to 0. These both are said to be the quadratic equations. Got it? Now we will discuss about, say here the standard form of the quadratic equations. So we will find out forms with the right given equations in the decreasing. We can write any quadratic equations in a decreasing, it's a degree number of the decreasing powers. So any powers just like this equations I have written here 2x square power 2 decreasing x, and this is also decreased power. So decreased power 2 variable here 2, here is 1, sorry, here is the variable x and power is 1, that is 2, and variable is here x and it's a power 1. So here is 2 power and 1 power. Degree is highest 2, so it is 2 degree containing a quadratic equation. So if the any equations have a 2 degree and in form of the decreasing orders is written here called the quadratic equations. I hope that you understood the quadratic equations. Now for this we will discuss about the method of check whether the equations is quadratic or not. Method by which check the quadratic equations that the quadratic equations of given equations are in real or not. Okay, we have to check it. That's a given expressions is quadratic in form or not in a quadratic forms. So first of all, what we will do, that's to check the given equations are quadratic or not. First write the given equations in simplest form. Okay, first write equations in simplest form. Okay, any questions you have suppose that we will take the examples by means of this example, say one by one we will discuss here. First given equations in simple first form and compare second compare these equations with standard forms of quadratic equations. As we mentioned here, the standard form of the quadratic equations, this is the standard form of the quadratic equations we have mentioned here. So first write the equations in simplest form. Second, compare these equations with the standard form of the quadratic equations. Then what will we do here? Quadratic equations, compare it. We know that quadratic equations, what is the simplest forms, and then after here's quadratic equation. Suppose that we have written ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0. So this is the standard form of the formula of the quadratic equations. Okay, so further more, so we will take the examples quadratic equations, otherwise given form of the quadratic equations are not. So we will take the example with the help of these quadratic forms which is given quadratic equations. Okay, so let's say example here we will take the examples. Example is here x minus 1 in another bracket x plus 2 is equal to x plus 2 is equal to x minus 3 x plus 1. First example. Second example, suppose that we have taken here second example, we will take here x plus 2 whole square is equal to 4x plus 3. This is the second example. First let's start check that this first example that was given expressions in the equations forms is a quadratic or not. So let's say example first write the given equations. Given equations is here. First solutions given. Here is x minus 1 x plus 2 is equal to x minus 3 and x plus 1. This is supposed that considered it's question number 1. So in equation number 1, so we will do here, so take the LHS or in product or in form RHS. Okay, take LHS or in product form of RHS. Okay, here is product. This is also product form of RHS, and are also a product. So first we simplify their product. Okay, let's simplify its a product. Here is the simplifications we will do here. Simplifications, let's say start from doing these simplifications by means of solutions. So let's say start here. X minus 1, x plus 2, x plus 2 is equal to x minus 3, x plus 1. Okay, so these are the simplest forms. If we multiply both equations, it becomes x square. Okay, so x square plus 2x minus, here is uh, x minus 2. What is x square plus 2x minus x minus 2 is equal to, here is x square plus x minus 3x minus 3. Got it? We have written here. Now further transpose these equations, x square 2x minus x square 2x here, and x square plus 2x minus x minus 2 minus x square minus x minus plus 3x plus 3. Got it? So here is x and x square cancel out. Got it? And is equal to 0. 2x is given, yes, 3x is given, yes, 3 to 5x. Minus x and minus x is also here. So minus x, so x square plus x is given here. Yes, transposing minus x minus 2x and minus 2 and plus 3 becomes 1. It becomes plus 1 is equal to 0. Now we have found the equations. Now compare these equations with the standard form of the quadratic equations. Here is the standard of the ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. C is here 1, 2x, here is b, and 5x. It becomes 2x, 5x means that it becomes 3x. So 3x, 5x, so it is not forms. It is not in form of quadratic. So we can say that this equation is not in the quadratic equation. So this is not a quadratic equations. This is not a quadratic equation. Let's say second example. Second examples, as we have already written here. Second examples, second part of the examples. Here is given that x plus 2 whole square is equal to 4x plus 3. Okay, so let's simplify it. Simplify RHS, LHS, RHS is equal to LHS, not LHS is equal to, here's x square plus 4 plus 2x, 2 to the 4x. Okay, 2 to the 4x. Here is an RHS is equal to 4x plus 3. Now transpose this from the left sides. LHS x square plus 4 plus 4x minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now cancel out. Here 4x cancel out. X square plus 7 is equal to 0. Got it? So here is the 4 3 is 12. So it becomes 12 minus 12. So minus 12, so 4 8 minus 8, x square minus 8 is equal to 0. We can say that x square plus 0x minus 8 is equal to 0. Compare these equations. Now compare with standard form. Standard forms. What is standard forms? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Here is ax, got it, bx, got it, cx. C is equal to, so it's a compare completely telling that these equations are in same as the standard form. So it is this, it is a form, it is the real quadratic equations, it is in form of quadratic equations. So got it. So we have solved the both questions uh, by means of the taking the example. Next day we will discuss more in somewhat taking the more details, more options and more equations. Okay, thank you very much for coming to channel once again. So I'm giving you my warm welcomes, and don't forget to share, subscribe my channels and send it in your friend circles. Okay, bye bye.